What is going on, YouTube? PPS back here. It is our Wednesday edition, the best day of the week, personally. We got baseball all day today, starting at like 11 till probably 9 p.m. tonight. Monotone, how you doing? Obviously, saw you Monday, but how you been since this week has started?
Yeah, two pretty solid days to start out the week. Obviously we had craziness yesterday. That's definitely gonna shake up a lot of stuff for betting from now on. But yeah, no, having fun, excited to keep it going. I'm curious who's gonna be where. Are guys gonna be at their new teams yet? Are we gonna get to bet on Soto to get a hit today? What's that gonna be priced at? All that stuff will be very interesting to follow, but also a good opportunity for some value. You know what I mean? If you feel good about a guy it's going somewhere else, good opportunity to take advantage of that. So it'll be fun.
Yeah, for sure. Let's check out the chat in here. We got Jay, as always usually the first guy in there. We appreciate you popping in early and often. We got Chris, Terrence, Dan, as always, too. We got Plus Money Bob and Jay Wells. Yeah, man. I mean, we're going to talk about a little bit about the trade deadline stuff. Obviously, you ended up getting dude, I think you guys actually did extremely, extremely well. I messaged you that yesterday. I think you got the most you're going to get for a guy that doesn't even want to be there, right? After all this, I mean, you're getting 2/3 of your starting outfield in 2 years. Like, those guys are that good. They're that good.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's interesting, right? You never feel good losing a guy like Juan Soto. You know what I mean? It's one of those things. In my opinion, it's kind of like Kevin Durant, how I was talking about it a lot. You can't really win those trades. You know what I mean? It's very hard to win a trade for a future Hall of Famer, but I think the point you made at the beginning is kind of true. It doesn't seem like Juan Soto is signing an extension, and if he's not signing an extension, we might as well get something out of it, whether it's this year, next year. And like you said, we got a lot out of it right there. Gore is really good. Luke Voigt can at least fill that void, so we have something to root for, someone to hit bombs. So it'll be interesting, but I agree with you. And there's plenty of stuff. I mean, are you in on the Padres now? Do you think that's the team to beat with all these huge additions?
Not really. I think they spent a lot and they got decent return, but like I said, for you guys, I thought Hassel was fantastic. Obviously, an elite outfielder out there. Wood is their second round pick. Absolutely drops tanks. He's a Fangraph 70 power. That is unreal. You do not see those types of numbers usually. And obviously, rocking a 70 power as a second round pick, you got paid over value for that
Double.
slot.
Double his
Yeah,
slot
you
value.
way over. Yeah. So very, very good to grab him. And also that throw-in guy at the end, I think that pitcher I saw, he was like a 96 to 97 mile an hour guy. The Brewers made a few moves, but obviously nothing close to that. But the Padres, I mean, everybody's talking about it and how they're the new team to beat, but it's like you're taking those three, right? You take Machado, whatever. You take Machado, Soto, Tatis. But, I mean, the Dodgers are rolling 3 MVPs in the top 3 of their lineup. So, I mean, It's pretty much the same thing. It's not a wash. Those guys are just more fun to watch, right? The Padres are going to be way more fun to watch. You're going to sell tickets. Dude, the Dodgers are rolling Trey Turner batting .315. You got the number 2 hitter in the MLB right now. And Mookie Betts, who's now finally starting to get that swing back. He had a homer and a double yesterday. Dude, it's just that front line rotation of the Dodgers. The Padres, dude, I can't trust you, Darvish, in a playoff situation. I can't trust Snell anywhere. I hate that guy. But, man, dude, I just don't know if it – I mean, obviously you get Soto for a few years, but dude, they gave up Ruiz to us, to the Brewers. I love Esteury Ruiz. I think he's a stud. I thought the Brewers did very well for what we were going to get because we were going to have to pay Hader like $15 million for a closer, which is a little too much.
Yeah. No, I see Finesca. Yeah, Red Sox got Tommy Pham. I mean, he started it off well. He got a hit yesterday, but that was a weird deadline for the Red Sox, right? I mean,
what the hell, dude? I don't get it.
Yeah, I mean, my guess is they're trying to toe the line, right? They gave up a couple guys, they got a couple back, but if I was a Red Sox fan, I probably wouldn't be very happy with that. Especially, I feel like you got to commit, go one way or the other, right? Get rid of your guys or bring guys in. They kind of, I don't know, like, what are you going to get of Evaldi now? Is he just going to walk at the end of the year? Are you going to make a playoff push? Interesting stuff with the Red Sox over there.
Yeah, speaking of Pham, the Red Sox lineup just came out. Pham is pushing the 2-hole there. Duran, Pham, Devers. Obviously, I don't know if JD's just not playing today, but he is out.
Has he had a hit since they got back from the All-Star game?
I don't know. I don't know.
God.
That, and I was just going to bring this up, Dan. What are the Cubs doing? Like, I don't understand. Contreras is probably not going to be there next year unless you're going to pay him a fat extension. I mean, he wants to be in Chicago, so I get it. I mean, he's a good corner piece to back around, but Hap, a little bit different. He has control through next year, so, like, you have a whole nother one um, to sell him if you want. But, yeah, dude, I don't know. I would definitely look into this. If the Dodgers are giving me better money with all the public money going to Padres, I might just go at that.
Yeah. And then one more team too. The Mets? What do you think about that? They did, in my opinion, in a very competitive division. We just got Terrence saying that right now. They just sat there. I mean, getting rough. What they traded like 3 prospects and what JD for
Maybe.
Ruff. That was interesting.
The thing with that is, I think it's the same thing the Braves did, because with the Braves, everybody, dude, MLB Tonight, dudes, were talking shit about the Robbie Grossman pickup. But Robbie Grossman absolutely rakes lefties. That's like the only thing he can do. You can't put him up against the righty because he will strike out every single time. He's got like a 296 OPS, but he's got like a 900 OPS there. So on the other side of the plate, and they were all ripping up this trade, but I'm like, you are now just telling me Eddie Rosario is a platoon guy. That's what it is, because Rosario can't hit lefties. Grossman can't hit righties. So you literally have the perfect platoon right there. And I'm like, that's perfect. That's all you needed, right? Because Rosario obviously is hitting better now, but that doesn't matter, right? As a guy like this, you're trying to get the best spots that you can. Looking at the Mets, I mean, is there a bigger trade or a bigger pickup than Jacob deGrom coming back?
Yeah,
like you have that. You obviously have a healthy Scherzer for the first time in a while, right? I mean, I love it. I mean, I love that all these other teams are making big moves, but as a Mets fan, you're already in first place, and you haven't even had the best pitcher in baseball playing. So it's like you're getting a Soto type of player just back. So it's like, why would I blow up my system to push for it when the Mets, everybody's going to talk about this team, the Mets and the Brewers, right? All we're going to do is rely on our rotation. I mean, that's really what they're going to do. Obviously, I think the Mets are in another stratosphere than the Brewers at the moment, but it's the Mets are going to be tough to beat. Like, if the Mets face the Padres, I would take the Mets.
Yeah.
I think that line rotation is too tough.
Yeah, in a playoff series, that rotation is absolutely frightening. For me, just counting on Vogelbach and Ruff to be your DH throughout the playoffs. I know they want a platoon, but not addressing that or addressing a left-handed reliever, right? They're throwing out 2 AAA guys as their left-handed relievers in their pen right now. It just, I don't know, if I was a Mets fan, I'd be a little bit confused. Like, they have a great team. You're completely right. But just get a nice cheap lefty reliever in there. There were 80 of them. You know what I mean? Go over to the Rangers and take one of their 8 guys over there, or the Tigers, But it is what it is. It was a fun deadline for me. I enjoyed watching it all, even though I obviously lost my guy Soto. It was fun to see what all these teams do. Now we just gotta, take advantage of it. Get some winners in here.
Yeah, my last thing I'll say is I thought the Mets were going to push for Contreras, because what the hell are they going to do in the playoffs when you're getting a free out in Tomas Nido at the bottom of this order, right? I thought that was like the perfect fit for him. I literally thought that was like a lock to happen, but I guess it is what it is. They felt pretty comfortable with their prospects there. But yeah, I thought that was 100% going to happen there. But
all right, guys. They called up Alvarez just real quick. They called up their number 1 prospect, right? Their catcher. I
do not know. I didn't look at any of the stuff. Once the deadline happened, I kind of just checked out and.
Gotcha.
Because that was crazy for all my.
I think that would be pretty crazy if they called up their number 1 overall prospect. Made some kind of run like that. That would be some good postseason energy right there. But maybe Nito's good enough. We'll see.
Yeah, no, dude. I just don't know why he didn't move. But it is what it is. 10 minutes in, guys. We're gonna try and get all these plays in as quick as we can for you guys. We move this up because there's a lot of early games. There's like 5 or 6 games that are going off before noon today. So this is the best way we could probably negate that, because usually there's 1 11 o'clock game and then 1 at noon, and then all of them start at 1. Today is completely different. So make sure you lock these in early. I think all of these spots are great. We both have our go-to parlay spots, and we're going to have 4 spots. Got some plus money on this slate as well, and obviously we'll come at you with our home run plays. So let's kick it off to you. I'll throw it to your smallest play here first.
Perfect. We're starting out with Alec Boehm and Austin Riley. This is the same game parlay, both to record hit -115 over on DraftKings. Only half a unit because I will be running Boehm probably in another play as well. Just need to figure out another guy. This line movement is insane, by the way. Boehm opened -210 to record a hit last night. He was about -240 when I went to sleep at around 2 a.m. And I wake up and he's -320 to get a hit. Unfortunate line movement goes against us right here, but it moved for a reason, right? Alec Boehm is in a great spot, despite coming in with some of the best recent form out of anyone in the month of July, right? Coming in great, had an amazing July, racked up those multi-hit games. Obviously not one of those guys that hits it with the long ball. He's not really getting extra base hits. He's just kind of crushing these singles, which I honestly might bet him to just get a single today, but that's a little bit more risky. But when we look at his history against Charlie Morton, that's really what stands out to me. Obviously, I've talked about this multiple times. Anytime Boehm goes against the guys that's throwing majority curveball out there, majority four-seam fastball or slider, or sinker, I'm going to look to Boehm, and this is perfect for it. I mean, just absolutely great matchup right here. Morton's throwing the curveball more than any other pitch. Boehm's hitting 360 against the curveball, then 376 against the four-seamer. Lastly, 289 versus that sinker. Hits all three of his top pitches very well. Boehm's just on fire, man. 7 for 15 against Morton in his career. Has a hit in half of those plate appearances. It's a great matchup. Boehm, love him today. Talked about him a lot recently. Hopefully you guys are on board with that one. Austin Riley's pretty simple. I mean, this guy, he's what? I mean, he got paid what? Was it 10 years, $200 million? Was that what it was?
I think 221 maybe, or 211.
Gotcha. Well, yeah, he obviously got paid, but he deserved it. I mean, this sustained, I don't even think we can call it a hot streak. I don't even think that's fair to the guy, right? I mean, he's been playing well consistently for over a month and a half right here. Obviously has a little bit of a tougher matchup against Wheeler, 7 for 27 in his career. But he does have an over 300 expected batting average in those plate appearances, which is always good to see. Riley keeps it going today. I have no problem playing Riley every single day, especially when you can get this at a reasonable -115 right here.
Yeah, you know my thoughts on Riley. Obviously, I don't need to go into it too much there, but yeah, Boehm's hot. He killed Morton the last time they faced each other. I remember that game. That was also the game that Austin Riley hit 2 106-mile-an-hour balls off the lineouts there. But, yeah, next game he hit a homer. So it's like this guy's hitting the ball hard. He's one of the hardest, has the highest hard hit rate. God, that was hard. That was hard to say there. But, yeah, I love this spot. I think Riley comes through for you for sure. And I will go to mine. I'm going to start out with plus money today. I'm going to go to Joe Ryan, 5Ks, Marcus Semien to record a hit here. And Joe Ryan has faced the Tigers twice this year. He's got 9Ks in a 7K game. Joe Ryan's also a little bit better at home, not in the strikeout department, but in pretty much every other category. He's got 22% K rate at home, but also has been fantastic at home. He's got a 3 ERA with a 186 batting average allowed, so we should expect him to go a little bit deeper into this one. The Tigers lineup is just decimated, man. This is just a tough lineup to watch. The second lowest WRC plus behind the Oakland A's, who are actually good now, decided they were going to play some good baseball here. But obviously Joe Ryan got absolutely blown up in his last start, right? He got blown up for 10 runs against the Padres. And he had 7 Ks, right? So it doesn't even matter, right? I don't care if the Twins win. I don't care if Joe Ryan throws well. I just want him to get 5 strikeouts. So obviously he did that against the Padres, a much better team. But yeah, I think that the Tigers matchup here is great. Obviously, I usually favor the pitchers in these early games as well. And yeah, I think that this is a great matchup for him, especially with his spot here against the Tigers. But there is one. I'm going to Marcus Semien for step 2. And Kyle, this is more or less just a fade on Kyle Bradish because I think he is an absolute trash can. And we'll talk about him in a little bit. But so far this year, he's got a 7.5 ERA on the road this year and 18 innings pitched. That is with a 329 batting average allowed on the road. And also the reason why I'm going with him over like a Seager is his reverse splits are super, super drastic. 265 batting average allowed to lefties, 380 to righties. That is unreal to see that type of number on the same side. And now Bradish also absolutely is getting blown up. And pretty much the most used pitch he has is that four-seam fastball. He uses it 53% of the time. That has a 640 slugging against. That is just not going to work here against the Texas Rangers team that pretty much they're not good with the off-speed stuff, but they can hit fastballs. You got Adolis Garcia, you got Semien, you got Seager. They can hit fastballs. Nate Lowe. This is going to be a tough matchup for Bradish. And the Orioles have won the first two, so I think that they're going to be like, we won the first two. We used some of our better arms. We lost Jorge Lopez. That is also a very important thing to use here because if this game gets into 4-4, they're not bringing in a shutdown guy. They're bringing in a new closer. I don't even know who they're going to use.
Okay, Bautista's nasty, though.
But, yeah, Bautista threw yesterday, and he
right.
threw when they were up 6. So it's like, how is this your closer? You don't use your closer in that situation. So that's why I'm confused because that game did not need Bautista in it. But that was just my thought process when I was watching this game last night, or at least watching the updates. But, yeah, I think this is a great spot. Semien has been great. He had 2 hits again last night. Been on base a ton in the second half. And I think that this is definitely a good spot at plus money.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. I love the Ryan look. He's been a guy I'm a big fan of just in general. I think he has some pretty nasty stuff. And I agree with your Semien play. I think maybe just straight out fading Bradish, multiple Rangers, sneaking in as many righties as you can into those hit parlays today is a good strategy. I did a similar thing when you look at those splits, and it's that drastic with Wilson yesterday against your Brewers. I mean, Colton Wong, Christian Yelich, all these lefties in there were destroying him. 383, opposing batting average. Same situation here. If a guy can't get a right-hander out, play all the right-handers. You know what I mean? You don't have to play the worst guy. You don't have to play the guy hitting 190. But anyone coming in with some good recent form or some good career history right here, hits those pitches well, sprinkle a couple of those guys in there. I agree with the Semien look. I like it at plus money right here.
Yeah, no, I just reference what Dave's saying here. No, I'm not saying that he can't throw today. I'm just saying, like, why would you bring your closer in up 6 with one guy on base? So, like, I'm almost thinking, like, is he going to be their closer or are they going to use somebody else? Because it doesn't make sense. Like,
it might be committee.
Yeah, it's just like, why would you throw him? It's like the Twins. The Twins have, like, 4 dudes that they throw in for saves. Like, they had Griffin Jack save a game. They had Duran save a game. Like, it's just all over the place with those guys. So, yeah, let's go over to Pikkit, and I will kick it to you for the first one, the most popular play of the day so far.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree with the public right here. I'm gonna have to go over with Wheeler 6.5 strikeouts right here. Obviously, we all know the Braves do K a lot on the season. That's a pretty, I guess, established thing. Wheeler's one of those guys that goes very deep into these games. Additionally, this is also a little bit of a weaker Braves lineup, right? Still not quite at that full strength, some lingering injuries, and, they have some reinforcements coming in. Obviously, you mentioned Grossman, stuff like that, but I think Wheeler should be able to take care of business right here.
Yeah, I don't like siding with the public, but I'll probably roll with the over here. I think Wheeler gets deep enough into this game, and like I said, I prefer pitching in the earlier spots of these games as well. So I will lean over. But yeah, I think that this is a very scary spot with just how much power is in this Rangers or in the Rangers. Looking at the comments in this Braves lineup here, and easiest fade I've had in a long time. I'm taking the under here. Bradish over 4.5 Ks. I'm fading it. Road numbers are bad. Hard hit rate is bad. He's got one pitch that has a put away percentage over 20%. I mean, I get it. I don't like this Rangers lineup, dude. Cole Calhoun is an absolute AA player at best. That dude's trash. But we're looking at his numbers here. He's got 23 Ks in 18 innings. But if we're looking at that, dude, there's just not that many. Like, he's not going deep in any of these games. So you're going to need at least maybe 2 Ks per inning here to get through this. He might go 3 innings. I wouldn't be surprised to see that. But Seager's got some pop. You got Semien, obviously Adolis, dude. He will be my home run play of the day. Wink, wink. That's my play. But, man, dude, these righties are going to just absolutely mash this dude. And I just don't really see a way I can back him in this spot. I won't be betting this spot, but I just can't take it over here.
Yeah, this one's kind of odd. I mean, I don't know. Like, I this feels a point high, right? Doesn't this feel kind of like a bit high? Like, I don't know. I don't really.
Well, no, I think he is. It should be like 5. I think it should be like 5.5. I'm sure this is probably, yeah. See, yeah, under
Interesting.
5.5 because Bradish just strike dudes out. This is just a shit matchup, and it's
Yeah.
just like this isn't. There's a lot of righties in this lineup. I guess there's a lot of switch hitters as well, but um, I think, dude, the thing about these Pikkit plays is a lot of these are like 1 or 2 over or 1 under, and they're trying to get plus money and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
I would definitely, if they're going to give me Terrence put in here, if you're going to give me the plus 128, I will take that. But I think that this number should be 5.5. I just think this is what it should be at that spot. But I don't think he gets even 4.5. So just know that a lot of these ones that we're tailing or fading, there's obviously odds juice to one of the sides usually because those guys over on Pikkit, some of those guys like to hammer that juice. So
Oh yeah.
yeah,
Oh
they
yeah.
love that juice.
Guys,
So
we had to ban Yankees money line from this show. Okay, we can't do it anymore. We just be talking Yankees -1.5 or Yankees money line every day. So, yeah, no, we know the juice is there. I don't feel very strongly about this one at all. I'll side with the juice right here. I'll take the over, but I'm not going to bet this at all. I don't care about this bet at all. So I'll be tailing the public right here. That's been doing very well for me recently, but no strong feelings here.
yeah, I'm
Those
sure.
are
I
the
think it's like
parlays. That's
probably like what 165 to the over. Yeah, I would definitely be give me that plus money spot. Even though obviously I'm
Just
not
give me
going to
the
bet that.
hit parlays, man. Fade all these guys. I don't wanna bet on Bradish. I want to bet on guys to get hits against him. That's what we're doing today.
Yep, for sure. Let's kick it to you here for your second spot.
Yeah, I don't even feel like I should have to do analysis on this. I mean, Paul Goldschmidt and Tim Anderson to both get a hit at reasonable odds. I mean, this is it's not my favorite play of the season, but the fact that I can get both of these guys in absolutely stellar matchups at this reasonable price is insane to me. We got Goldschmidt at home against a lefty that he has good history against today. I mean, this spot is actually crazy to me that I was able to get it right here. But obviously, Goldschmidt hitting over 460 against left-handed pitching this season, over 360 at home. Those are his spots, right? You always play Goldie against a lefty. That's just a fact, right? That is just what I aim to do whenever he is on the slate against a lefty. Obviously, a bunch of guys with good history against Steele right here. Goldie 3 for 7, specifically with a home run against him. As for Anderson, Anderson has been great to me. I mean, he's been great to everyone. This guy, anytime you can get 2 players and you add up their batting averages and it's almost 700, is like a combination of guys you want to hit, right? These are 2 of the top 10 guys in batting average this season. Anderson has been great for me recently, coming in with a good matchup right here. Like I said, Goldschmidt, Anderson, -129 for these 2 guys is insane to me. This might have to be like I don't think I've done 1.5 for baseball all season, but that might be what I have to do when I get off here. It's 1 unit right now that's in already, but I might have to double up on this one. It's just insane that I can get these guys at a somewhat reasonable price.
Yeah, and speaking of 1.5, this is my first 1.5 on the show in a while here. But yeah, I mean, I don't really need to talk about these guys. I mean, I've talked about Goldschmidt, I've talked about Anderson quite a bit on the show here, but I'm going to all reliable Mr. Yelich, man. Second half Yelich putting on a show here. What else can I say? This man is absolutely raking. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 game hit streak. 6 of those are multi-hit games. 4 out of his last 5 games are multi-hit games, and he's hitting opposite field. I don't know if you watch. Obviously, I don't expect you to watch a Brewers Pirates game, but this man was 0 for 3 to start the game. What does he do for his next at bat? All he does is just slap a ball down the third baseline. We're finally seeing Yelich use the opposite field again, and that changes everything because the Pirates are one of the only teams I've seen in a while that shifted him, and all he had to do was just tap it. It was probably 50-mile-an-hour exit velo right down the third baseline. Obviously, there's only one guy on that side, so easy hit there. I like the matchup as well, obviously. And I honestly, in this situation, I really don't even care about the matchup when a guy is hitting like this. Tyler Beatty on the bump. I believe he was mostly a reliever.
100%. No starts.
Coming through. So, I mean, obviously, a bullpen game of the Pirates, who are bottom 10 in bullpen ERA, I'll take that. I don't really care who you're throwing at me besides Bednar. Bednar's actually kind of filthy. But give me 3 different dudes that are going to throw to Yelich that aren't great. I mean, sign me up. I love Yelich here. And they're giving me great odds here with -107 with Martin Perez. I love me some Martin Perez. If you haven't checked out my video for my YouTube play of the day, he is my play in there. I don't know if you noticed this, but usually views when I have Martin Perez on my thumbnail, everybody loves Martin Perez. People just like to click him, man. Martin Perez has actually been a wizard this year, man. He's been unbelievable. But one thing that we do want to notice when we're going for a play like this is he actually has a 6% strikeout boost when he goes home against lefties this year. He's got a 2.2 FIP, which is crazy. That is extremely low. One thing I thought was kind of funny was if you just look at the outside odds here and outside numbers against lefties at home this year, he's given up like a 250 batting average to him, but he's got a 1.84 FIP against lefties on the road. You're going to see a lot of right-handed bats here. Obviously, Santander is going to switch to the right side, but you got Mullins at the top. There's probably going to be 7 or 8 righties here, but that doesn't really matter to me. When Martin Perez against righties has a higher strikeout rate, he's got a higher, like I said, higher strikeout rate. He walks less of them, and his batting average against him against righties is only 230, so it's not like anything too crazy there. And then the Orioles overall, they're 8th worst against lefties this year with only a 230 batting average, 233 on the road this year, which is bottom 6. So really everywhere we're going here, I really think that we're getting a great price here because the Orioles are hot right now, right? They're hot, but you face Spencer Howard, who's an absolute can. That guy sucks. Should be in AAA right now, but they don't have enough starting pitching. Second, they destroyed John Gray, right? But there was 2 plays that should have been made where he would have been out of the inning. It was an easy ground ball to first. That was an error. And then there was a fly ball over the second baseman's head who went like this, who called him off and hit off his glove. John Gray continues to go in that game. I think he at least goes a little bit deeper and able to get some strikeouts because that was my play on Monday was John Gray against the Orioles. And I still think that this is a great spot. 5 Ks for Perez and a guy who's actually gotten this a lot more often than people would think. He's hit this in 4 straight games against the Twins, Seattle, and obviously Oakland and LA. But the Angels, I don't even know if that's a major league team anymore. But 4 straight, getting a lot of swings and misses. Sign me up for Martin Perez second half.
Yeah, no, I mean, I actually really like this one too. Yelich is going to be on my list. He was on mine yesterday, thanks to you. I know you definitely were like, listen, you got to play Yelich. He's playing really well right now. Like you said, you noticed an adjustment right there. So we want to take advantage of that. Yelich definitely in a good spot. Perez too. Perez has been, I've seen a couple smart guys on him. It's not a big chalky play, but, just a couple people that you definitely respect out there are on Perez as well today. And we've talked about the back end of that Orioles lineup and how brutal it can be, especially we didn't even go in really that deep into how bad the Orioles are against left-handed pitching this season. So I think there's a ton of good looks in this one right here. I know why this is a 1.5 unit play. I like this spot a lot. As soon as I saw you in the very beginning, put it up here real quick, I knew I was in 100% tail on this one. Love this combo. And I'll be on Yelich too later, so doubling up.
Yeah, and that's just I'll just give you one last piece here. Christian Yelich, since the All-Star break, has a 996 OPS. He's raised his OPS 70 points, dude. 70 points. He had a 251 average in the first half, 357 second half, on base percentage of 480. Are you serious right now? We're getting back to that old Yelich, and I love to see it. And yes, Colton Wong has been fantastic as well. I think it was because he's starting to see that the Brewers were looking at second baseman. So that he knows what he needs to do. Come through. Had a couple good defensive plays last night too. All right. I don't think we have any other questions in here. I think everything should be good. If you guys have questions, drop them quick. We're going through our recap right at the 30-minute mark. Let's kick it to you here, Mono. Kick it right off.
Yep, Alec Boehm, Austin Riley, both to record a hit right here. Half a unit, -115 over on DraftKings right now. Then this is the hammer right here. Goldschmidt 3 for 7, Anderson 6 for 9. Great matchup. 2 of the best hitters in baseball. Lock that one in, -129.
Oh, I updated it for you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. This is the 30-unit whale lock of the century right here. So make sure to take that second mortgage out right now. And then we're moving over. I'm tailing the public today. We're going a little chalky. Wheeler over 6.5 strikeouts right here. And doubling up with Bradish, who, I don't really care about that. Like I said, this one is just a total. I can't believe 700 or 400 or however many people played this by 10 a.m., but I'm interested in what all those guys were seeing, so I'm jumping on with them. We'll see what happens.
I love it. I'll start out with my 1.5. Obviously not as big. It's 28.5 units lower than Monotone's play. Yelich hit Perez 5 strikeouts for 1.5 unit. And then I'm going Joe Ryan with Marcus Semien, who just got announced as the leadoff guy. I just checked out the Rangers lineup just came out. He'll be leading off again today. So do like that spot. I will be on the over for Wheeler, and I'll be on the under for Mr. Kyle Bradish here. Let's take this out. Play of the millennium. I love it. I love it. All right. Last question here before we get to home run picks. Terrence bringing up, how do you feel about Cole's line? We're seeing 7.5, 8.5 on DK. Is there a thought here facing a Mariners team without Julio Rodriguez? Is there a thought here?
Yeah, the thought is that I would keep fading that Mariners lineup as long as you can, right? As long as they are looking that, they contended yesterday, right? I didn't play Yankees money line yesterday. I played it the day before, but with Cole on the mound, it's a great matchup, right? That Mariners lineup is not very strong right now. So I would probably look to keep taking advantage of it, honestly. I haven't seen how their K rate is with this new lineup, though. It's a short sample size, so I'm not sure.
Yeah, no, it's a tough line because I like taking Cole over at home, but I also think that there's a lot of these dudes who don't strike out a lot. JP Crawford, not a huge strikeout guy. Jesse Winker is 75 points better against lefties. Well, against righties. Jesse Winker almost went Yabo in his last game that I had his home run prop in. We would have hit that, dude. Winker put it 5 feet from the wall, dude. I stood up and I'm like, oh my God. And then it fell short. Dude, we were this close, dude. This close. Oh my God, dude. I almost threw my remote, dude. It was bad.
And I even hit the Lewis one. Did you remember that? I called out Lewis 500. He even hit a dong. I was like, of course. God damn it.
Yeah, dude. It was, and then everybody started going yard all in a row on Monday. And then not many people went yard yesterday. But yeah, no, the lines are already where they're going to be at, dude. He has 7.5 strikeouts. He doesn't strike out that many dudes, but he's got a 7.5 K line. I bet you his outs is 20.5, right? Maybe even 21.5. It's tough. There's really no value on Alcantara anymore. The value was halfway through the season.
Yeah, no, completely agree.
All righty, let's get it going. What is your spot for tonight, Mono? You already know mine. I'm going to Adolis. That is a plus 390 spot for me. So you got free reign on whatever you want here.
Yeah, and I could be chalky. I hit Pete Alonso last time we did this, but that's a little bit lower than I want to go. I was thinking of Vogelbach. He's kind of sneaky in there against, but he might not even start today. So I'm going to go over, and I'm just going to trust a guy. I always say I need to bet home runs on the guys I actually bet for hits more often. I'm going to go Paul Goldschmidt today. 3 for 7 with a homer already. This brings us to plus 2,100 right here. So some pretty good odds for two nice hitters right here.
There it is. There's the play of the day for the home run props. Adolis has got to get going here, dude. He's had a couple weeks here, very weak. And I think today might be the day we pop out of it. We got 2 questions here. These are the last 2 we'll get to. We're hitting that 35-minute mark. Brady Singer, strikeouts, White Sox, thoughts?
I might have to pass this one to you. I don't feel very strongly about this one at all.
If someone can drop the line in there, if it's, I would say over 4.5, I'd be in. 5.5, I'd be cautious at plus money. Anything higher than that, I'm off of it. The White Sox, obviously, against righties are average at best.
Yeah, exactly.
But there's a lot of swing and miss in this lineup. 4.5 with Juicy. That was pretty close. That was pretty close at that.
Yeah, minus 165 is what
yeah.
Best
Yeah,
price.
maybe a 4K parlay piece.
True.
Maybe that would be my spot. I don't think I would go higher than 5. It's just he has an ability. Like you've seen him against the Yankees, absolutely dice him. But you've also seen him walk 6 dudes, and it's not even like out of the ordinary. So he's such a volatile pitcher. I would just be kind of very cautious on what you're going to do with him. I feel like there's a lot better spots on this slate where you have baseball all day. This is a monotone play. Alonso total bases, Jay.
Yeah,
What
we'll
do you
wrap
think?
up here. I mean, we haven't got to fade. We haven't talked about the fade Onaball train at all today. It's been surprising. I'm definitely on board. Onaball is obviously not the same guy as he was, even when he was, 36 years old 2 years ago. He still was wrapping up in his career. It's obviously shown that that's staying this year. He's been, kind of crushed in every start so far. Alonso 5 for 9 against Anibal Sanchez with 3 extra base hits. I already played the Mets first 5 team total over 2.5 last night. I think Alonso goes over 1.5 total bases. Haven't figured out exactly how to attack it yet, but I definitely agree 100%. Fade and a ball train is definitely going to be rolling today.
Yeah, this might. I don't know how many books have it, but those hit runs and RBI plays. This might be a ladder on Alonso for me today because I'm on Semien.
That's a good
I'm
point.
on that same play for Semien. I'm on the same play for Adolis here. Maybe Alonso gets a little ladder here, and maybe we get some good plus money at that spot. So, all right, Monotone, we're done. 35 minutes. What do you got for the people? Heading out today on a Wednesday.
Yeah, man, make sure you guys follow us, obviously, on Twitter, but make sure you guys check us out over on Pikkit Sports, too. Completely free app. When you go download the app, if you use code PTP, they'll send you between $3 and $100. They have the bet tracker going. They obviously have all the Taylor Fade stuff, which we use, where you can see the most popular bets of the day and decide for yourself who you want to tail or who you want to fade. And plus, you guys get to come check out more stuff from us, right? We both post different things over there. So you're just going to want to make sure to be following, right? Check us both out. PTP.
Perfect. Yeah, and my thing is just be smart today. There's a lot of games. Please pick your spots. There's not a need. There's so much action today. You do not need to be betting on Justin Steele strikeouts just because he's there. You don't need to bet on Singer just because he's there, right? Find your edges, find the spots you like, and take them. That is why we're in the driver's seat betting on these because we don't have to bet every game, right? The books have to put out lines for every single game, but we don't have to bet every single game. Like, don't go out there betting Freddie Peralta tonight. Dude hasn't played in 6 months. Don't go bet BD tonight. There's no reason to. You guys can find great spots. If you guys have any questions, DMs are open on both of us at all times. Make sure you send us a message if you got anything for us. So thank you guys so much. We appreciate you, and we'll catch you Friday. Remember, Friday is our early morning show, so make sure you're up early. Get that coffee and pop on PTP over here. So thank you guys so much. We'll talk to you soon. Have a good one.